Congress now investigating President Trump's explosive claims of being wiretapped by the Obama administration during the race for the White House.
Yep, the shocking allegations spurring hasty denials from the former president and intel officials. But if true, what sort of legal trouble could they face?
We have called in Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano, who's got a headline, and the headline is, the President of the United States, if he wanted to, Barack Obama, he could order a wiretap.
Absolutely. If Donald Trump wanted to, he could surveil anybody. That's directly in the FISA statute, which after laying out a lot of detailed procedures about what the NSA is supposed to do, says literally, notwithstanding all of the above, the President of the United States may on his own conduct surveillance or order surveillance of any person in the United States upon the filing of a certification with the Attorney General, of course, works for the President. So the idea that it was illegal for Barack Obama to listen to the phone calls and in-person conversations of Donald Trump is wrong. It, in my view, is immoral and profoundly unconstitutional and utterly wrong, but it's lawful because Congress has said it is lawful. This is power that was given to every president from Jimmy Carter up to and including Donald Trump. It's still
Judge,
in the statute.
I don't think the power was intended to spy on your political enemy.
Well, of course not. Of course not. But the language is so broad that it would authorize it. So the last thing in the world the intelligence community wants is an investigation by the Congress which will expose how truly pervasive spying is, how the intelligence community captures everything we say on our mobile devices, every time we touch a key on our mobile devices, on our desktops, every conversation on landline, every piece of data that goes across any fiber in the United States into or out of the United States is captured digitally by the NSA. The NSA is in the military. So the president tells the military, I need the conversation Trump had with Kilmeade in Trump Tower. He'll have it in a few minutes.
Well, let me ask you this. When James Clapper came out and says, I'm National Intelligence Director, if somebody wiretapped the Trump Tower, I would know about it, and it didn't happen.
He actually didn't say it that way. He chose his words very carefully.
Semantics.
He said, if somebody got a FISA warrant for this, I would know about it. The president doesn't need a FISA warrant because the statute authorizes the president to bypass FISA. And quite frankly, Brian, we are all skeptical of anything James Clapper says because he lied under oath, and we all know that.
Right.
When Senator Wyden asked him, is the NSA spying on tens or hundreds of millions of Americans, and he answered no, Senator Wyden knew the answer was yes, General Clapper knew the answer was yes, they gave him a chance to correct the answer, and he didn't do it.
Isn't it interesting? 1 week, the Democrats like Comey. The next week, the Republicans like him.
Yes. Now, he's caught in the middle of this because in his perception of what President Trump tweeted, the FBI has been tarnished. The FBI doesn't use FISA. The FBI has a very, very small intelligence unit. The vast majority of what the FBI does is investigate crimes. They need a warrant because if you gather evidence without a warrant, the courts are not going to hear it. If you gather evidence with a warrant, then it's competent evidence in a trial.
So you doubt that Comey actually came across through this unnamed source to the New York Times? It was published on Sunday night. We all saw it on Monday. That said that there was no surveillance of Trump Tower?
By the FBI.
Yeah.
By the FBI.
Right.
The FBI wouldn't be in the business of surveilling Trump Tower unless they thought crimes were going on in there.
If there is an investigation and it does come out that President Obama was wiretapping President Trump, then nothing's going to happen, right? Because it wasn't
nothing
illegal.
legal is going to happen. I think the political earthquake would destroy whatever legacy Barack Obama has. That, as Steve said at the outset of this conversation, he did it for the most base and venal reasons, to tarnish a political opponent. This power is so extraordinary, it's only supposed to be used to secure the United States of America as a sovereign entity. It's not supposed to be used to torment your political opponents.
You know, so there's going to be an investigation. The president wants an investigation.
Yes.
All they really need is a whistleblower.
Yes,
right?
they do. And
if you're a whistleblower, you're watching right now, you know what happened if something happened. What do? Do they go to the IG of the DOJ
That's
or something
exactly
like that?
what they do. Well, they go to the IG, the Inspector General of the Intelligence Community. The intelligence community, which consists of 16 known intelligence entities in the federal government and probably a few unknown, has an Inspector General who has a procedure for whistleblowers.
That way they get protection.
Almost assure you that if this is a thorough and complete investigation, you will see whistleblowers, perhaps behind a screen, testifying on our screen before these committees.
What's so interesting is, in listening to you disseminate this, like no one's ever broken it down like this before, if Donald Trump is listening to his daily briefing or reading it, and he's hearing things that only someone would know if they knew him or tapped phone conversations, that would conclude him to believe that someone had to be tapping phones in the Trump organization, which makes you wonder who had that power. Goes back to the president.
He gets an you're exactly right. He gets an intelligence briefing every morning. He knows more about this than any of us do. And one of them could very well have said, by the way, your predecessor was listening to those conversations you had with Kilmeade and Ducey and Ainsley and Napolitano and everybody else that met with you.
So he tweets it out at 6 and plays golf at 7.
Correct. Do you think it happened? Do you think he was wiretapped?
Yes.
Something happened.
Yes, I do.
And the reporters aren't in trouble, per se. It's whoever leaked them the stuff.
Correct. All the stuff, once it's leaked, is lawful to print. The leaker is the person in trouble.
Why do you think it happened?
For the reasons Steve has articulated. I think they concluded by the end of, or the middle of October, that Mrs. Clinton was going down, and they wanted to see if there was a way to stop her fall and to prevent his rise, and they didn't find it.
Wow. Thanks so much, Judge. Appreciate
You're welcome, guys. All the best.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
Gosh, he knows the law. Up and down, back and forth. It's amazing.
That's what I call it. He's a judge.
You know a lot of things
No, but you can just rattle them off. He tells you the law, what the law says.
It's like he went to law school. I mean, it's unbelievable.